How do you live a life true to yourself? In this video, I'll share with you the steps that really helped me. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Simon Lovell, bringing you growth in under 10 minutes. As always, hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell to make sure that you get regular updates. So the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to being true to yourself is the direct link between that and our own self-awareness. Because as we raise our levels of self-awareness, then we start to understand ourselves more. And when we understand ourselves more, we take the actions that are in alignment with who we really are. The first thing to look at is our environment, because the things that we're exposed to on a daily basis are going to affect how we feel. And how we feel and feeling into the things that we want to do is really important. But if we've got lots of toxicity around us, and if we have destructive patterns, and if we have addictions that we haven't dealt with and traumas that we haven't worked through, then we're not living to who we really are. And so in my own personal journey, I was living a life on autopilot, honestly, and I was taking drugs, I was gambling, I was, doing all sorts in my life, and I wasn't being true to myself. And then what started to happen was I started to listen to the little whisper and the little voice that creeped in. And have you ever had that time when you've, maybe been in the shower and there's an idea that's come up, or you've been walking along and you've not been thinking about anything, but you've just been present in the moment, and then suddenly just something drops in. And it's just maybe a little voice that's telling you to do something. The question is, do you ignore that voice or not? You see, the deeper I've gone in my meditation, the more time I've spent with myself versus external, entertainment and other things that are distracting me, the more time I've gone inward with myself, the more I've tapped into my intuition. And intuition is such an important part of being true to ourselves, because it puts us in this space of just the subtleties. The small little voices come in, the small shift of energy that says, take that street, not that street. It's that moment when you have a decision to make, and whether that decision is based upon fear or whether that decision is based on this energy of, yeah, let's go for it. So it matters what is more powerful. Is the fear more powerful and that's taking over, or is that calling more powerful? And the way that we start to disintegrate that fear is by really doing the work on our own self-awareness. And how do we get more self-aware? Information and knowledge. You're watching a video right now, it's bringing awareness. Number 2, going inward, spending time on meditation and deepening that practice and being disciplined within that. And then from the coaches and the mentors and the guides that challenge us, that bring awareness to things that we don't see. And we all need that in our lives. And so right now, if you're thinking to yourself, I just need to discover and I want to be more true to myself, then look at your week, look at your morning, look at how you set up your day, look at the things that light you up in your body. You've got to start to look at your values, and the values that are positively driven values versus values that are actually based upon fear, and you're doing that to move away from something because it's painful to you. Once we start to address all of this and we start to really understand ourselves and take ourselves away from our environment so we can really think and be with ourselves, then we can look at the timeline of our life and say, this is the thing that really was meaningful to me. These are the things the events that I've had in my life that really felt in alignment and brought me energy. You see, if something that you do just drains all the energy from you, then most likely it's out of alignment and it's not being true to yourself. Now, for me, for example, I love creativity. I love recording these videos. I love doing the research on the content that people like. And I love being in front of camera and sharing my value to you. It's not work to me. I just love to do it. And so this is me being my truest self. This is me doing my best work, even though it may be perfect, and I may say the wrong words, and I may, say certain things that, in a moment I'm like, oh, was that right or was that wrong? I'm still in my zone. And so we have our zone of excellence, but then we also have our zone of genius. One of the best things that you can do is really look at your life up until now and look at the things, for example, that have brought you energy and brought you fulfillment and brought you happiness, and then the things that really didn't work out for you. And if there are certain things that didn't work out for you, then congratulations, because you've tried, you've explored, you've tried different things, and that's part of life, right? Traveling to different areas, starting different careers, maybe starting a business, and noticing what lights you up and what doesn't. But if there's one thing I know to be true, is that if we don't give things a go, we're never going to know. You know, we don't come into this life and suddenly have all these experiences. We come into this life to have experiences so we can find out what is best for me based on where I am right now. And one thing I know for sure about personal development and spirituality, which is if you're growing as a person and you've committed yourself to growth, then sometimes a career can start to feel off, or a relationship can start to feel off, or a business can start to feel off. Congratulations, you've committed yourself to growth, and now something needs to change. And that's another thing too. When it comes to living your truest self, there's gonna need change. It's gonna need adjustment. It's gonna need for you to pivot. It's going to need for you to make difficult decisions, because we get comfortable and we don't update. Remember a time when you were in flow. Remember a time where just things were moving easily, and maybe right now you feel stuck. That means that most likely something needs to change, but you're afraid of it. So, what are you going to do from this video? What takeaways did you get? Post into the comments below. I would love to know. And hit that subscribe button, and also hit the bell so that you get regular updates. Live your truest self by knowing yourself. And the way that you do that is through continued self-awareness. I will see you very soon.